Hello, good morning. Okay, this morning we are live, myself and Denise, and I'm very happy to close the year with this little story from MTTT, because the last 6 months of Denise have been a real transformation. Well, actually, the last year and a half, but the last 6 months even more, which is quite interesting because it's exactly when MTTT finished for her. Now, let's see if somebody can come live, and hopefully also Denise will be live soon. I'm sure she will. In the meantime, I'm going to remind you that if you want, this afternoon, I still have space for a couple of calls regarding my programs and especially MTTT, because there is the deadline on the 25th of December. Yes, so the Christmas day is the end of early bird. So let's see. Denise is not here, but anyway, there is a little bit. There are 2 spaces left for the calls. There are more spaces for MTTT, obviously, but if you want to speak with me and have some information about the course, then the best is to have a call this afternoon, okay? I have some space only this afternoon because then it's bye-bye, everybody. Christmas time, holiday time. Okay, Denise, can you see Denise, Michele? Because I can't see Denise. I'm just gonna try to see if she can connect. Maybe I was... there she is. Okay, she's arrived. And I'm going to open the... She's arriving. It's just very slow when we connect like that. Oh!
No, I was just there trying.
Oh, really? Okay, I couldn't see you. No. Okay.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. My kids are watching Harry Potter, so I don't know if you
No,
hear the sound.
can't hear
Perfect.
anything. I'm not yet in the Harry Potter era.
Having a 10-year-old means that you have a 3 and a 5-year-old that are all Gryffindors, and
Yes. So how are you?
I'm fine. This is like my first day, not being an elf, and my first day of holiday. So
Not being an elf. So have you been an elf like a lot in the
a
last
lot,
period?
a lot during this
So
month.
Flavia.
Schools and events, and it was really wonderful.
Oh, nice. Yeah. But all the time around the streets of the town, or also in the
No,
classes?
normally I was in or libraries or the schools I work with. So we've done like open days of the school where I was an elf, or lessons. But the nice thing though is that when I was going actually to the schools, I was already an elf. So
Ah,
around the street, it was like, look, there's an elf in that car. She's driving.
nice. Very, very Christmassy, very Christmas movie.
No, it's nice. It's nice.
Ascolta, speaking Italian, prova a muovere un po' il tuo schermo. Try to move your screen a little.
Okay.
Oh, now I
Are you
think we
listening?
can see you
Oh, that's
better.
good.
Yeah, because I think that you were like up to here.
I was like that. Okay.
Okay, so I was saying that I'm very happy to close this year with your call, because I think that in the last 6 months, so from when you finished NTTT, because you
Yeah.
finished in July 2025, so just this summer, but we had a couple of calls in June,
Yes.
July, right at the end of MTTT, which is actually what it should happen. Right at the end of MTTT, something within you started boiling.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So,
It's
and then
true.
in the last 6 months, I've really kind of witnessed a big movement in you.
Yes. Yes.
So,
I'm so
tell
happy.
me.
I'm happy. It's I was thinking, in these days before the live, knowing that we were going to speak about these things. Um, when I started MTTT, I was in maternity leave, and I was trying to be something else, not an English teacher anymore, because I was feeling like inside a box. Because after COVID, I was working so much in just one school, and everything was starting to feel structured. And at the beginning of MTTT, I was looking for something else, for a switch. But then during that period, during our chats and the moments that we had of reflections about ourselves, and not only with you, but also with obviously the other facilitators and the other participants that now are part of my everyday life, really, something started to change uh, about that. So I started to understand that I liked I like being an English teacher. I like that. I love that. There was something in my life that made me say, okay, I want to do that, and not that my first idea. I wanted to be a translator or whatever other thing. And that spark is what I was losing before. And during MTTT, I had the chance to speak about that and to be friends again with my English teacher role. And what changed in this last 6 months and in this year is that I start to understand that I can be that, but not only that, I can be whatever I want. I
Yeah.
can be the English teacher that I always wanted, with stories and music and all the knowledge that now I have, thanks to MTTT and thanks to all the new things that I know. Um, and that changed. I think that changed everything, because I obviously I'm not the same English teacher, but I'm always myself. I am
Yes.
that. When I started to put out myself with a new project with Ritmi da Favola, that was around February this year. It was just music. It was music for kids, for babies, and it was MOT. And then people start to call me like, oh, so you're studying again, we want you, but we want English, because
Mm-hmm.
they knew I was an English teacher. and and so I started thinking about that, and thanks to you, I think I'm in the process of finding what I really want to be the shape of Ritmi da Favola, but it feels so much better now than
So
before.
let's explain a little bit. So, ritmi da favola, how would you translate it in English? Like,
It's like
because it's
the
it's a
rhythm of
very,
stories.
yeah, the rhythm of stories, but also when you say in Italian, when you say something
Da
like
favola.
da favola, means, oh, you're looking
That's
amazing,
wonderful.
or it's wonderful. But favola is also the story,
Yes.
the story of like a narration. So ritmi da favola sounds like the rhythm that is cool, very super
Yeah, that is
cool, but it's
groovy.
also the rhythm of a story of a
Yes.
narration. So it's a very smart name. And which, though, for a long period, you almost didn't feel yours anymore, right? You were like,
Yeah.
I think I have to change it. I think I have to put some
Yes.
English words or Spanish words, because, let's say, saluto desde Colombia. I was just about
Hola,
saying
¿cómo
it.
estás?
I was just about saying. So, Denise, actually, you're from, well, you've been in Italy
Yeah,
for
I
many.
live in Monza now, but my family is Argentinian. I'm Argentinian,
Exactly.
so I work with Spanish and English, and
Exactly.
Italian too, obviously. But
Yeah, but then when I met you a long time ago, you came to a body percussion workshop. So you've always been one of those English teachers that have loads of other skills, and also of other. And then when we met in Resonance, in June
Yeah.
2024, I think that's where you kind of almost started seeing all of those much more important in your life again. Because,
Yes.
you know, singing and dancing and improvising, it was just so natural to you. You,
But I felt so good. I always speak about that picture of myself
yeah.
during that Musica do Circolo moment. And for me, it was, oh my God, I want this. I want to do this with my kids. This is the sensation I want to give to my people too, you know, or whatever I want to do in my life. I want to feel like that. Obviously,
Yeah.
it's not possible to be always like that, but for me, it was transformative. Yes, you know, uh, when I started, when I was the first time I was an English teacher, you know, when I present myself as an English teacher, I was teaching English to adults in a university in the Politecnico here in Milan, to those Italians that are not that good in English. And in that situation, I had to use a lot of my extra skills because there was a lot of nerd things, a lot of music, a lot of play-based, you know, things, and also with little kids then. But now with MTTT, what I know is why that is so effective.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, uh, I have studied a lot before too, but now I feel that I have also the opportunity to speak more about that, to go
Yep.
deeply
Yeah.
in the understanding of why I can and I should use all those skills to be a better
Yes.
teacher.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, there is that, and there is also all the neuromusic, all the parts of the
Exactly.
psychology, all the parts of how actually our brain develops. So that's basically the basis you're starting from. That's why I always write, you know, the pedagogy is fundamental.
Yes.
If we are sure about what we're doing through music, through improvisation, through play, through
Yes.
theater, what happens in our brain, how can we actually use it with consciousness in our sessions to
Yes.
make it work, and then it also guides you to understand better how, when to use it, when not to use it,
Exactly. The balance between, in this
the
moment, I'm
balance.
working a lot on the balance
Exactly.
between language, body. So I use a lot of music, a lot of neuro music and sing and play. But what I do is, okay, we also use instruments, but we use those to get to singing in English.
Yes,
So I
exactly.
use it for language. But it's a process. It's very very interesting, but also very difficult to in this moment for me to speak about these things with other people because it's like it's not that easy. You know, during MTTT, I found out that I'm neurodivergent too, so it's not that easy to you know, let other people know what is
Yeah,
happening in the brain. Yeah,
yeah.
but there are a lot of
No,
things
I
that
think that sometimes what we do is so layered, and it's, you know, we're understanding better all of these layers
yes,
through the work together, and having also Flavia, obviously, with us,
yes,
which is a
that is
psychologist, and with a master in neuro, and that's not, I don't remember exactly, but neuroscience, I think so. She has all of his expertise, extra expertise, and Pedro talking about nonviolent communication,
exactly.
conflicts, emotions. So we really can go. Flavia, write me better. Write me better your masters, please, before I say something
So we know
stupid.
that a post-it.
Exactly. So I think that it's very important to, obviously, there is Mauro as well, which is incredible in understanding the
Antonio.
group
Yeah.
facilitation. So we really have an opportunity to go really deep in what we're doing.
Yes.
And then when we want to explain, just saying, you know, yeah, I'm a music teacher, is like, okay,
Yes, exactly.
neuroscience and ABA therapy. That's what she's done, Flavia. Okay, amazing. So, you know, sometimes I don't even try to explain
Yeah.
exactly. And when I have people telling me, oh yeah, you know, I'm a music teacher too, and I'm like, yeah, But what does
You
that
are?
mean? What type
What
of music
kind?
teacher? Uh, what are you doing exactly? And the same could, it is for teaching a second language. But I
Yes.
think that today, um, with his interview, obviously, I'm not trying to tell to English teachers, come and study music
Come and
theory.
do MTTT.
No, I'm just trying to. I would like. I'm kind of bringing your example because it really helps a lot of people, not only music teachers, but also music teachers a lot better to understand what are all the things that they have inside
Yes.
them. In fact, it's getting more and more clear to people, and all the participants of this year and the next year, the people that are subscribing right now, they are so
Multi-phase.
multi-faced,
Multitasker, multi-skilled.
Exactly. They have a lot of different skills, and they're really trying to bring them together. Then obviously, as you're mentioning, a few of them have neurodiversity. They're either, ADHD or with autism, and that's kind of normal because we talk about these a lot in our courses. Is completely normal to bring this type of feelings up, but also other things, because as you said, the group is so strong that it becomes like a very strong safety net
Yes.
where we can explore, and then it was fun there.
That is, yeah, that's one of the strongest changes that I felt. The first thing that changed was I was not alone anymore. I had a group of people. If things that they were really bad during the session, I knew that I could just, oh, guys, today was really awful. And there was somebody on the other side knowing what I was talking about, probably also understanding or helping me understand what was going in a direction that I that was not I wanted to the direction I wanted to go to. So today I have Michele, Monica, Sofia, Federica, all that very strong group in my pinned groups on WhatsApp.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whatever
It's
happens,
not
I know that I can be surrounded by people that can help me.
yeah,
They know
yeah,
me because even if it's been just a year and a half, we've been together for a lot of hours, a lot of days, and I think the type of activities that we've done together are so powerful in even in that creating that bond
yeah. Oh
that
yeah, of course.
hey,
Yeah,
probably
that's
not
what
the same with
that's
a
what I was trying to say. It's not a course where we are in circle and we listen to a
yeah,
facilitator giving instruction, giving the theory. All the theory is online in
yeah,
the programs. Now, when we are meeting, we cannot waste our time talking about theory
yes,
or explaining I don't know, the pedagogy. That is all online. We have Zooms, we have mentorings. So we cannot waste our time when we are together doing that. So whenever we're together, instead we're going much deeper into
yeah,
our own processes or our own the skills that we're missing, facilitating. Where are we stronger? Where are we not stronger? In fact, you are coming also to the winter retreat now in London in about a month and a half. So you will be there, and you will actually be supporting the holiday
yeah,
camp.
I
So you
can't,
will be, yeah, there is going to be, the kids are going to love you. Between you and Donia, which is his other teacher, this is going to be like the
yeah,
best holiday camp
so happy,
with
yeah,
all of your energy. We're going to be like, what? No, the other teachers at Music Tree are amazing. But yes, you do have this particular way of connecting all things together, music, theater. And I said, when you're going to meet Donia, you guys are going to
yeah,
click,
yeah, but
I'm sure.
we already chatted and we said, okay, so you are going to be there. That's awesome. Let's talk about
Yes.
this.
Also, you were teaching different languages, which is going to be perfect because she brings it out. She speaks, I don't know how many languages. She can
Yeah,
sing
but
in.
I know that she works with French.
French, mainly French. And she wrote her book. So she's also been in one of my programs to try to understand better where she was going. And she did basically Sound Identity Lab. And
Yeah.
from Sound Identity Lab, her work has completely changed as well. And for me, it's a pleasure, obviously, having her music tree and see everything that is developing. So basically, after you've done music tree, MTTT, you decided to continue because you felt okay. And a lot of you actually continued after that, not because in MTTT there's not enough. Actually, it's
Oh,
quite the opposite.
not more than enough.
There is too much there between the pedagogy and this research in us. In fact, now the course lasts 18 months. In the
Yeah,
beginning,
I
when
thought
you
that's awesome. I think that is awesome. You know, I
yeah,
decided to stay because I was not ready. I am not ready to let go that of that safety net that is there in my everyday life, and obviously with I'm in Spark too. So when MTTT finished, I felt that I was ready to go and
go,
work on my brand, on myself. I wanted to be able to explain who I am.
yeah,
It's not easy to explain what is my work. Before you were talking about this too. Like 2 days ago, I have one of my those friends that you see during the Christmas Eve dinners, and he was like, "Oh, you look so cool on Instagram. What is your job again?"
and what is your job again? Yeah,
Because I saw you playing and singing, and sometimes I see you rolling on, on the
yeah. No, it's very tricky. When
yeah,
they call me
not
for
easy.
when they call me for a training in person from different schools, I'm like, okay, but are you sure you understand what I do? Because I'm not coming to give you just simple activities or
Yeah,
games that you can replicate tomorrow. Are you okay with what I'm bringing to you? Because it can be a bit like, what the hell is this?
what are you doing? Yeah,
Yeah.
what are you talking
No,
about?
but it's obviously great, and I am really thankful for actually all the people that are engaging in the courses and really going deep into their work, because we know that music, art, theater, all of these can really help people to
Yeah,
feel better, to grow a community. It could help a school to work better if they only had that type of
yeah, yeah,
mind frame. Anyway, so you just mentioned quickly that you are in Spark now, which is another program. So you've basically done MTTT, which is about going deep into the
yeah,
pedagogy, going deep into yourself, and then decided to continue more on the business side,
yeah,
let's say, which is Spark. But from Spark, you're also in the hub
yeah,
automatically. So if you have any questions for the pedagogy or for your classes, you can always just ask in the hub. So you kind of can continue now your work
yeah,
in this way. Um, for me, though, the biggest shift now when I look at your work is become the clarity in which you are actually explaining what you're doing in Instagram. You always had a very strong way of bringing your work on Instagram anyway, but the language is also changed
yeah.
about yourself and about
Now,
your work.
now it's different. I feel different too. I felt I felt at the beginning of the even of my work on Instagram with Mida Favola. I felt I was not really sure what kind of uh, image I wanted to give. I felt that I needed to filter some things or put a mask or something like that for the business. And then thanks to you and the hub also, because we speak a lot about these things.
Yeah.
Um, sorry, my Instagram is telling me that I'm using Instagram too much.
Good. It's never happened to me. Oh, wow. What's that?
um,
Unbelievable.
New thing. But well, I was saying at the beginning, I tried to put a sort of mask, and then you said no, you just have to put yourself out. And okay, I started, but now I am thinking much more on who I have on the other side. So
Mm-hmm.
how do I explain myself? How can I make you understand how wonderful it is what I do with the kids? Because I at the beginning I was so afraid of saying, I am a really good English teacher, and because I don't know, I
And
felt
then I was like, "But you're
bad.
amazing."
Okay, now I know
Yeah,
that I need to let them go. Know that I put myself out there, and I
yeah,
have to
but the
go.
way in which you're doing it is by simply showing what you're doing. It's not that
Yeah,
you're
no,
trying to convince anybody
no, it's just
or
show you. And the only thing that I'm missing now, in this moment, this precise moment, is that I really would love to speak and have a net that is a little bit more connected to language. I
of
really would
course.
love, I want to love to love other educators, yeah, to speak with other educators, to speak about this skills that we have, and that if we put them out in the classroom,
Well, Denise, there
every
was no space. There was no space for me when I started. There was no space. I created all of this because I felt like we need to speak more about what we're doing. We need to tell people how great is our job as music teachers.
yes,
But also then I realized maybe I actually have to try to bring a different type of music education to teachers, because
exactly,
if we're teaching in that way, then no, we're not doing a great job. If we're simply replicating the ways in which we have been brought up, no, music education was not incredibly good.
exactly.
But the thing that I've seen in music education, the people I have worked with, the approach that I've developed, oh, those things were cool. And that's the different type of music education that we have to speak about. So, potentially you can be that, that
That's the point.
connector,
It's about
exactly, the fulcrum. And one day you might have your own, the hub. Okay. So
or English teachers or language teachers.
yeah, I mean, why not? This is how you develop your own project. This is how you actually have to carry your work on. If you're feeling that something is missing, if you have a vision, if you're thinking, I really think that thing needs to happen.
Yeah,
And I don't care if someone else have done it before myself, because I can always do it in a different way. I can do it with a Denise way of doing things. Okay. So if we're always stopping ourselves because we see other people doing already amazing things, then we will never really truly understand why are we on earth.
yes.
Why then should I bring my own contribution to the world? Well, your own contribution is going to be different from somebody else. Okay.
This is something that within the participants of MTTT has been and is today too one of the topics that we speak about. Like, we are so unique and so similar in the same way, in the same moment, and it's so beautiful to how I recognize, for example, Michele. I told him this the other day. Michele from Tamburello. I recognize the Michele that I know in those amazing reels and content that he's putting out, and it's not been an easy process for him to be there and to do that. But I see the same Michele that I met at the beginning of this,
Yeah.
and I am so proud of that.
Yeah, yeah.
And
And that's the thing, even if you're working online, even if you're using your Instagram and your social media just to simply be yourself, you don't have to put a mask, you don't have to pretend that you are somebody else. That is more than enough. In fact, when we meet then in the retreat, it's not like just a big surprise, like, oh, I thought you were
no,
different.
no,
That
I
happens really
need you.
not often. It does happen sometimes with people, but
Mhm.
actually what I've noticed is that when you're actually meeting in person, you feel even more energy. You really see a lot more energy, and that's happened a lot with the German people that are studying with me. Online they really seem like all structured and all, and then when
Bravo.
you meet them in person, I was like, now I understood why you decided to study with me. Because I was always like, why is this person studying with me? I can't see anything that matches us, you know?
Yeah.
And then instead, when we meet in person, I'm like, no, no, okay, you're
Now,
kind of
and that and
messed up anyway.
feels validated, and that's why you start saying, okay, now I feel that I can show how I do things, why I do things differently, you know.
Yeah,
And what I was saying is like, okay, you study a lot and you are there and you, but then you realize, okay, I can study a lot, but those things are me, and
yeah,
that's what also needs to be out there, you know.
yeah,
And
exactly.
that is
And
something
and
that,
you will find more and more what you like, and keep
yeah,
working on the business sides of your work. You will always find more of a direction, because you're still young, okay, you're still very, very young, and therefore, you know, it takes time to actually understand our own approach, our own direction. What am I really wanting to do? You know, I don't know how many times I have been going in this direction, and then after a while I'm like, okay, but now I actually think I
no,
want to do that. And obviously there is a straight line, but I
yeah,
don't think that there will be just one way of being, for me, for you, for musicians, for creative people, because that's at the core, I think, of MTTT. The fact that if you have decided to become a music teacher and a theater teacher, an English teacher using music, you are a creative person. So, shall we go and find again that creativity in yourself?
yeah,
And shall we understand how to bring it out to your own world? What is it that really interests you? Psychology. Okay, let's be creative about that. What is that interests you? Theater. Okay, how can you bring it out in a creative way?
yeah,
So
exactly.
we are in a moment of our society where for the first time we spend a lot of time at home working on our computers, working remotely. We lost a lot of the connection potentially with with the idea of I have to wake up at 7 and go out to work. This is not even happening anymore, not for everybody.
No, no,
So, how are we actually going to take that time and spend it for our life? Shall we be creative? And then, so when we are by ourselves, instead of just becoming gray, we become multicolor. And then when we meet, we are ready to bring all
yeah.
of these multicolors to other people.
Also, you know, in that agenda that you organize for yourself, to put time, the time that you know you need to do those things in a creative way.
Yeah.
That is not,
This is normally one of the first blocks that I find from people when they start MTTT.
yes,
The first problem is, oh, but I don't know, uniting in diversity, exactly, exactly. But I don't know where when to do these things. You know, there are some amazing people in this course that are already music therapists, done all the pedagogical courses possible in Italy or in other countries, studied child psychology, working as I don't know, operatic singers, or um, having other running their own businesses. And I'm like, when do you have actually the time now to evolve?
yeah,
You don't have, in fact, one of the courses that it's in MTTT, it's rhythm and routine, is one of the first courses. Is like, guys, you have to look at your week and understand how can you actually make this transformation. You subscribe for a course, but it's not about learning only new skills, but it's about
no,
learning about yourself.
it's really a lot, and I'm in the process. It's not easy for me.
Oh no, it's
It's
just started.
easy at all. Not easy also because I'm in the first year of just, you know, launching Ritmi da Favola for schools, and I am already working with 9 different schools between October and June, and that's a lot. And
Yeah.
so I'm so happy, but also thinking, okay, next year I don't want that. I
Uh,
want time because
so now look what changed. What change is like, I can change my life. I can make it
I
go in the direction that I want. And this is such an incredible tool to acquire in our society. I'm not just simply having to go in that direction, but I can decide that what I'm doing now, okay, it's fine, but actually it's not what I want to do forever. So how do I go to the next step? The first thing is understanding that you can do it. And
Yes.
then we learn how to.
Something that I hadn't given myself the space and the time to do for years
Of
is
course, well, you're a mother of three as well.
also is playing and singing, just for myself, just
Yeah.
because. And now it's been a couple of months or 3 months that every Wednesday, when I close my session in one of the first schools I work with, I stay there with two fathers, two friends, and we stay there with the kids and we just play with the bass, with the cajon, and we dance. I mean, that's it. That's just music for me and for my kids, because it's like
Yeah.
the music session that they can have.
Yeah.
Obviously, then you need to understand that in that situation, I play with my friends, but they are also my kids.
Yes.
So I go from rock and blues and soul, and then I the other day I was singing Elsa
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
with
yeah.
a cajon.
Let
Let
it go.
let it go. But it's okay. I hadn't done that for like in years, really.
Yeah, and
And
there are other participants of MTTT that kind of brought back the same idea to me. It's like, now I understood that I want to take my instrument back, that I want to study more, that I want to find the time to be back a musician, or that I want to sorry, try to use those skills that I have more into my work, my passion into my work, my hobbies. Oh, it wasn't just a hobby. I actually did a master degree in that, because there is people like this, you know. I'm like, what? Do you have a master degree in that? Why I don't see that? Why it's not there with you in your whole? But it's not simple, because, as you said, you know, at some point life becomes more complicated. You have kids potentially, or maybe you don't even have them, but life gets more complicated
you only
anyway.
have you have a tight agenda. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That
And also, if you
cannot
enter in the
get out.
teaching, if you enter in the teaching role, and that becomes your primary work, there is always more teaching, there is always more people coming, there is always more requests, and you're like, oh, this is cool, my business is growing, my business, it's growing, but at the same time it's burying you under hours and hours of
Exactly.
delivery. And it cannot be like that. Teaching cannot be delivering 40 hours a week.
No,
Teaching
otherwise
is about,
you don't have the energy that you
you
need.
don't have the energies, and also you need to find new things to bring to your students. Maybe you get bored yourself when you are delivering always the same thing. So if you're not improvising, if you're not developing your own ideas, your own songs, your own games,
Just
then
open a book and doing that.
yeah, then teaching becomes what English became for you before, you
Yes.
know. So it's just something that I do and I repeat, and that, yeah, that really turns us off, I
Yeah.
think. If we want to keep having this light and this spark, we have to bring it ourselves to our own job.
And we have
And
to nurture it too.
you have to nurture it.
You
You have
have
to
to.
nurture it.
You need to give yourself time and
Yeah.
space.
That's why the retreats are there.
Yeah.
That's why all the things, you know, the extra, these mini resonance that we have organized through the year are there. So we did the big resonance retreat in July, and then there was Pedro in London bringing something.
Now there's Mauro.
Then Mauro now in January.
Yeah, I'm going there.
Exactly. With punk community, the punk community circle, punk
Thank you.
circle. I don't remember exactly, but it's a super cool workshop. Then there was the ADHD one about music education. Then there will be the one with Antonio about improv theater and narration, music
Yeah.
games. And then there is another, then there is the retreat in February and another retreat in July. So through the year, there are multiple ways in which we try to recharge ourselves by
Yeah.
being together and giving as well, obviously. But yeah, it's very important that we remember that teaching needs nurture.
Yeah.
If we don't nurture ourselves, it's not gonna work. And we need to nurture ourselves from a professional point of view. So, you know, when, for example, there are lots of these in English, they say CPD, continuous professional development, I think it is. and they're like 2-hour workshop offered by the council or whatever. And I'm like, I get out of that more stressed than before potentially, because I don't really dig into anything. I'm not really learning something new here. I'm just getting some skills or some ideas that, oh God, I have to study that as well.
Yeah, exactly. You need to give time and space for yourself. You and are you alone studying?
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's
It's
really
it's it's important. It's important. Otherwise, we get really teaching not only children but adults as well, adolescents as well, can really absorb all your energies. And so MTTT wants to be that as well. The
yeah.
starting into a group, starting into the community, but also the possibility. Michele wrote me the other day, I would have never expected to be able to find something like this in my life.
Amazing.
And the sentence that he wrote me was even stronger, because he said, actually, I didn't even expect that I could have that in my life. So it's also about giving yourself a possibility
Believe
of,
yourself. Believe that you can make you can be the difference. You can make a difference. That is a process that for me was so important because I was in maternity leave. I mean, I was really it was not easy. It was I knew that I didn't want to go back to my job, but at the same time I needed to work, it's like
yeah.
what do I
Yeah,
do?
but in a year, the change that has been in your life, and not just your life, the life of other people that were in your
Yeah,
course, really have changed. People opening their own venues, people finding their own projects. I mean, from literally opening music schools to music studios in new venues, it's been huge. It's been huge, and yeah, it's been a great journey for me as well. And we haven't done two complete ones. We finished the first, and you guys have been out for 6 months now, so we're still working. We're keep working. Then the second group started, and they are also in a huge process because they have 18 months, so it's even longer for them. And this is just the third time that I'm reopening the course. So for me as well, it's been, I had a dream. I
exactly.
had a dream, and now I'm actually seeing the results, and exactly what I wanted is happening. This opportunity for all of the teachers to really enjoy their work.
Yes,
Simply that.
to
Simply that.
enjoy also the difficult
Yeah.
side of it because now when I face something difficult, a difficult moment, I know that I can speak about that
Yeah.
with somebody else, and I can go deeply into the negative random thing that happened to me, and just make it part of the process, and just say,
Yes.
woohoo, like Antonio, yeah,
Exactly. Yes.
today. But
Well, Denise, I think that we have to close because we have spoken
yeah,
obviously longer than we expected. But thank you so much for your time.
really, it's wonderful closing this year like this. For me is something that I really wouldn't expect for myself.
Good,
Thank
good. No, it's beautiful. So personally, I will see you very soon because on the 30th we have another Zoom, which is a
Yes,
Zoom of a
I'm
call
in the
of
hot
a
seat.
hub. Sorry?
I am in the hot seat.
Exactly. Yeah, you're in the hot seat as well, but this specific session is going to be about closing this year. And I have already great ideas. I've asked some ideas to Pedro, some ideas taken. So I can't really wait to run this session to open the year in a new way. Yeah. Okay, guys. So thank you so much for being there on the other side as well. Denise, have a nice holiday.
You too.
Rest if you can.
You.
Rest if you can. And anyway, I'll see you in February in person.
Yes.
Are you going to Mauro's workshop in
Yes.
Modena? Ah, nice. Okay, lovely. I'm sorry I can't come.
We'll be there for you too.
It is what it is, yes. Ok, un abrazo.
Un abrazo, muchas
Un
gracias.
abrazo. Ciao,
Listo,
ciao.
feliz Navidad.
Bye bye,
Bye.
thank you, bye bye.